What's this I hear? What wondrous thing is this? The DEFCON klaxons ring. A flashing light above the door. There's just one thing it could mean. War. Oh, what is it good for?
What is it good
It's
for?
good for you.
Good for you.
It's good for me. Oh, war. What is it good for?
What is it good for?
It strengthens the economy. It shows the world that we've got stones and carriers with fighter drones. Rodeo war. Oh, what is it good for?
What is it good
It's
for?
good for you. It's good for me.
It's the cat's meow.
Rodeo. Here we go. War. Oh, what is it good for?
What is it good
It's
for?
good for you. It's good for me. Oh, war. Oh, what is it good for?
What is it good
Oh,
for?
it strengthens the economy. All lengthy battles and incumbents dream, because you can't change horses in midstream. For bombs and guns and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war, war, war. For bombs and guns, oh, and so much more, we celebrate the joys of war.
So, you probably saw the video and saw how much I struggled, because this video was shot over many days. That's because I realized after buying these and using these, I realized that I am bad at glazing. So let's zoom out a bit. Yes. So I don't know if you remember, I made a video about those so flat golden matte acrylics that cost me around 56 euros for the pack of the 6 colors, which are up there. And those are a German brand. This is Kreul Acrylics. They are used for outdoor painting. There is no information about the light fastness, but they say they are where is it? Light proof. But light proof is not light fast. So yeah. Then I bought the glaze medium, which is gloss. I didn't realize that. So I also bought this Vallejo metallic colors because I was sick and tired of the bad shiny metallics I own. And well, I created 2 beautiful ugly reds. You see my microphone in the corner. That's bad. Oh, excuse me. Let's put it on the other side. I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest. Not about the outcome, about myself, because I did a big oopsie, but that I can fix fast, and I will fix. But not on camera. I will do that after this is dried. I sprayed them with a matte varnish, and with this one, how you say, fucked up. Like literally, I fucked up. I was too close, and the pigment of the black with the glaze reacted with the spray paint, and now I have this cloudy. See that? Cloudy stuff everywhere. That's bad. That's just bad. But that being said, that's not the story. The story about this video was I needed to find out if there is really a need for expensive colors, or we should just use what we have in our stores. The thing is, you always grow up with saying that if you're an artist, you don't need the most expensive things. You can do with whatever you have. Miniature painting, that is a bit different, I think, because some stuff just make your life easier. And I own Vallejo. I also own Marabu acrylics, which are extremely cheap. They're even cheaper than these ones. But they're old, and the separation of the pigment is bad. They also say they are light. What do you call that? Light proof. But light proofness is not light fastness. And I think with the top coat on top, like the acrylic matte one I used, it doesn't have any end. So if you do not fuck up if you do not do what I do, right? If you don't fuck up and have in the end something you have to repaint again, let's talk about the result, right? I tried to use similar colors, but I realized that my yellow and my pink, or in this case, mauve, red, pink with red, whatever, are not the same hue. Also, by mixing, I definitely realized the difference in pigments. You can see that in my red palette. Yeah, the brown one especially, you see it here, is really bad. Give me a second. So yes. To be honest, that's to be expected. Those extreme colors have a lot of different base pigments that are more expensive. I paid 12 euros for a 6-pack of those. That is not even close what I paid for the 8-pack of the marble acrylics, which are also matte. For them I paid €9.99, I think. Euros. So my mission was to find out if I can say use what you have on your hands and not what others say you have to use. Because those are used by a YouTube channel that is really how to explain that? We have miniature wonderland, if you say that, in the north of Germany that is called Miniatur Wunderland. It's in Hamburg, and they use Kreul. And I always thought, why do they use Kreul? Not those Kreul, but they use Kreul. There is Kreul brand acrylics that are higher. Right? If they use those, they save a lot of money because Vallejo is Spanish, of course. Liquitex is American, if I remember correctly. Golden is is American. The Kreul is Germany, right? You're not only giving the money to a local thing, in my case, you're also saving money because yes, you have more in these things, but those are in the end definitely less expensive. Also, there are colors you can give your children because they are how you call that again? Salvia proof. So if a baby is licking this thing, why ever it would do that, it's safe. It's not what you call non-toxic, but it's just not coming off. It's weatherproof. You can throw it in a snowstorm outside or whatever. So let's talk about the miniatures, right? Let's start with the expensive one because I destroyed it and I have to repaint it. I accept that. I will do it today and spray it again. So we have a blue-red with green eggs, a brown coat and pink tail, the pink eyes. I didn't paint the nose because I didn't want to, and a fire painted only with the pink, red and the yellow and a bit of black. Black is always this one because I have to use it up. That said, I'm not really supporting Stuart Sample, so doesn't matter. I try to be thoroughly, but I realized fast that those miniatures are really bad to paint. They have so many crevices and I'm not motivated to do them all, so in the end it's more like a hush hush, even though it took a lot of hours to finish them. Finish in quotations, of course, because like, look at this is awful. My method was I base coated it with white to see which areas are going to be the center highlights and which are like shadows, the extreme shadows, because we have the one side that is the light coming in and the back side is the extreme shadow. I have to say mixability, of course, because they are expensive, they're extremely well, but they separated extremely fast. They have, I think, dual pigments. I do not know. Yeah, dual pigments. You can see that in the separation, but also the same separation happened here. So I think those are also not a single pigment, which is expectable because they are less expensive and it's cheaper to just mix stuff up and not buy the original pigment. But I think in the end, because especially the blue was not so transparent like the yellow and the green, which you can see in the swatches I did down here, right? Even the yellow was extremely thick and could cover a lot of stuff. That it was not hard to go over the black and the white. Yeah, the metallic is the metallic I bought. One thing that I kind of didn't like was, of course, the color selection. I'm not a person for vibrant colors. I mostly dislike them. But this was the colors I had and they were perfectly fine. I bought those because I had those. So now I have more vibrant colors, but I digress. They mix really well because they are mono or duo pigments mostly. You see a duo pigment that is a one pigment that is one pigment and this is a dual pigment. They mix better. You have more vibrant colors because those mixed pigments get like gray and mushy and lose their vibrancy fast if you mix a lot of them. The less pigments you have in a paint, the longer with mixing you still have vibrant colors. That being said, I realized that I did not make the shadows sameish, and especially with the flame I kind of had this as my first flame ever. And this is my second. You see the second is far superior. So we are not going to judge on the awesome fire made, which is really fascinating, to be honest. I never tried realistic fire. So yeah. Yeah, let's go to this one. I wish I had a 3D printer to just print out some test models to throw paint on, because those are like my Nemo adventures, Secrets of Gold Grove managers, and those before that I had my skeletons, my skeletons to try stuff out, and now I only have them. Yeah, which is sad, but I have to live with that, I guess. So, yeah. You can see at first that those colors are more muted. Sadly, my light is... wait a second. It's not full yet, but I think we need it for the color. Because I have a colorful light bulb that is more warm toned, and I use this LED box for neutral lights. Let's do that. So Yeah, that's better. So you see that I did paint the yellow, right? This is not coming from the light bulb. I'm just pushing it away. So now there's no light with a yellow hue coming inside. This is like here, just the glaze medium and the yellow. And I was extremely surprised at the glaze medium, firstly, how this works. It was fun to work with. But you also see the problem with the more transparent colors and the more than one pigment colors. The brown is more like skin color, which is not really good. And you see that the black and gray, the gray from the primer and the black, I better to say right now more the white is more shining through on this one. I don't think I use vastly different amounts of color layers, but I think that those with less pigment intensity can also be a lot of fun. Plus, you do not see it, but you can feel it, or you could feel it before I varnished it. That this was not really drying on the model. You could scrape it off with the fingernail. With that, you could definitely not. It was there stuck, which is interesting. So I would say let's take a closer look. Firstly, down there was a date, which I think rubbed off. Let's do that again. Yeah. Oh, this is still going mostly strong. So yeah. This is the model I ruined. I think the fire was perfectly... Sorry for my yellow nails, it's because I made burgers. Yeah, if you ignore all the white parts, I think, and it's still shiny. The black is still shiny, which is bad, but let's suppose ignore it. I don't know. Yeah, I love the brown more, to be honest. And yeah, I used mica, powder pigments, and UV resin for this base. I think it's still a bit wet from the varnish. I put varnish on top so it's not shiny anymore. Yep. Close up. Now this one, which I like more in the way of transparency, because the white of the central highlight is still showing through. My bad. I'm not really keen with the flame, but that's okay. It was my first ever. The brown is really not there. That's weird. Like I said, more pinkish color. So it goes up, especially first in the fire. It's not bad. I enjoy it, but there's a comparison for the other one. So yeah. I still think that in the end the glazing with the Stuart sample black made a lot of things worse. But like I said, I need to use it up. So yeah, that's it. That's my comparison. In the end, I have to say, use what you have. You do not have to buy stuff that is expensive. You only have to know how to create what you want to create. For that, something I highly recommend if you are only using watercolors or water-soluble paints or pigments or whatever, there is acrylic base, so you don't even need to buy acrylic paints in the end. You just use acrylic base and make every paint you own into acrylics. That's what I've done for years now, and it's working. I painted a lot of stuff only with pigments and acrylic base or watercolor and acrylic base. It's working. Though you do not have a good coverage in the end. But that may be what you want, right? One thing I would highly recommend is mediums. Especially if you use acrylics paint retarder. Kreul retarder. I use it especially for bigger paints. Bigger painting session. Also flow improver for washes, because they don't really flow into the crevices and pool a lot if you don't use that. You can also use airbrush flow stuff. I don't know what it's called. I also own yeah, that's for a different thing. I also own gloss varnish, and I own matte varnish, and I think going with spray paint over matte is not a good idea, so I think I will not go on with the brush variant. In the end, I have to say I do enjoy using whatever I own, because there is something experimental going on. And to finally, TLDR, last thing, do you need to buy expensive paints to paint on a miniature? The answer is no, of course not, but you knew that. And you probably just wanted to see a comparison between the most expensive ones I own and the least expensive ones I own, comparably least expensive fluid. The least expensive fluid paint I own. I didn't really want to mix up acrylics, wouldn't make it fluid. So yeah, that's it. I hope you had some fun, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much, and if you enjoyed this, I think I did too, besides the awful thing that happened in the end. But, well, happy accident, right? I think after the varnish really dried, I just go over this with a matte wash. That's just it. Thank you very much. Bye.